Hi. Um, and yeah, welcome to my first ever video. This has been a very long time coming. Yeah, for years I have contemplated doing these. My clients, friends, family have suggested doing this, and I haven't, I guess, just because I didn't feel like the time was right, or yeah, maybe didn't have the confidence to do so, or didn't know how I was going to be perceived, I guess. Yeah, and I think that's probably why the reason that I'm actually doing it is because I think, yeah, it's kind of like time maybe to see a different way of how makeup can be done. I think there's some really amazing women out there on YouTube and social media doing some really, really beautiful stuff on themselves and people to showcase their skill. But maybe I think personally I wasn't connecting with a lot of them. I think that for me, I didn't really see anyone that was kind of like huge pimples and, feeling gross at a certain time, or just, I guess they're all really pretty, is what I was getting at, and I think there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful that they're there. I just think that for me, it was really hard to relate to someone who um, had flaws, I guess. So yeah, I think I wanted to do this because I wanted to show my clients and people around that it's okay to have a really bad day. I understand the realness of life. I understand that you might be feeling really gross, hormonal. Like me, I haven't been doing sort of any selfie work, I guess you would say, or I have never really wanted to do these videos because I'm bigger. I'm a curvy girl. I've put on heaps of weight over the past few months with winter, and I'm feeling really disgusting, I guess. I hate my bottom teeth. I hate looking at myself in videos because I know that I'm not even looking now because I know that they're being like shown. But yeah, I think there's lots of reasons. I'm really hormonal at the moment. I've covered them up now. You'll see when I start the video that my skin's pretty bad at the moment. But all of that aside, like I can go on and on about things that I don't like about myself, but I'm done with that. I think what I'm wanting to show in these videos is that you can feel crap, you can feel disgusting, you can feel low, but it is what you've got in front of you. And so I want to show you that there's some small tips and tricks, there's full looks you can do, there's so much to what is in front of you using these bad boys to make yourself feel really good about yourself, and deservedly so. So I'm all about here is you feeling good in yourself. I'm not going to be, well, I will. I will be showing some technical looks, some things that are a bit more harder, but I'll also be saying, hey, I'm actually not that kind of girl. On my days off, don't really wear much makeup at all. A look like today, which I'm going to be showing you in the video ahead, is something that I'd probably wear when I'm going out to meet people. After years and years and years of working at MAC, I wore so much makeup, and I think I've really sort of figured out for myself personally that I'm not really into wearing heaps of makeup. For events, absolutely slap that crap on. I love it. Not just to showcase my skill, but it's fun. It's fun showing yourself, how cool little tips and tricks can really showcase the best of what you've got. And that's what I'll be talking about is, what have you got that you love about yourself, and what can I do to help you showcase that? What are the things that you're feeling a little bit insecure about, and how can I help you make them look better? But it's all real here. I am not 22 and I'm not a model. I am Hillary Holmes, makeup artist, and pretty chilled out chick. I am hoping that these videos that I do will make you feel good about yourself, because I'm right there with you when you're not feeling great. We all have ups and downs, and I think this is the reason why I want to start the videos, is that, I want to show you what beauty you have. And, you know, being a freelance makeup artist, I see it every single time I do a client's makeup, is that self-perception is a really horrible thing sometimes, you know. Women will come in and be like, oh, don't look at my eyebrows, I haven't done them for ages, or, oh, that spot or that pimple's really bad. And I actually don't see that at all. I really don't see that. I will later on in the makeup application do something about it if I see it as a problem. But most of the time, women, myself included, you know, we look at the wrong things. We look at the things that aren't really beautiful about ourselves. You know, it's really easy to quickly judge someone on, or ourselves on, our insecurities and our things that we think are a problem, when really what we see in other people is probably a lot more positive and beautiful things. So I'm here to not only discover that with myself, but to help you discover that as well. I think it's a really powerful tool, is knowing how to love yourself. So yeah, I'm keen to show you some fun tips and tricks. So the look ahead I'm going to be doing is this look. It's just, yeah, really super natural and easy. It might be a lot more makeup than even you're used to, and that's totally fine. There's so many ways that you can not restrict, but I guess don't put on as much. It's all up to you in how much you put on, I guess. But just a little quick introduction on who I am. I'm assuming this first video will be just for friends, family, and maybe a couple of people who are connected to those people to see it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I want you to continue to click on these videos so that you can feel maybe that you've learnt something, that you're feeling like you're walking away from them going, oh, you know, like, cool, I can do that. Or, yeah, you're right, like, I think I could feel better about myself. I've learned over the past few months, I've been doing this, I haven't talked to many people about it, I guess, but for the past sort of 8 months, I've been studying a female empowerment chakra course with a incredible, powerful woman called Kat John. Check her out. She's available on social media and stuff. She's just awesome. And it's probably been more about my personal journey, but I think what I've kind of come to the conclusion at the end of it is that there's so much power in what I do as a person. Whether it's using one of these brushes or whether it's my voice, I stand in front of a lot of people each week talking about so many things. And if one of the things that a client walks away from our time together is that, oh, I feel really good about myself, you know, I'm feeling a lot more confident, and, you know, if I can empower that person, that client, that woman, that guy, that whatever, to walk away and know their self-worth is, you know, so important, I think that's what I'm here to do. So yeah, let's start this crazy roller coaster of a journey and let's see how it goes. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you're looking to watch. If I'm not doing things right, you tell me, because this is all new to me. This first video is going to be probably like a gazillion minutes long, and I'm sorry for that. I have just discovered editing tools, and I'm not the best at them. So, yeah, bear with me while I learn as we go. But eventually I'll have some really cool tunes to play, and, you know, there'll be camels walking across the screen, and my dog Buckley will come and say hi. There's going to be lots of fun things. I'm going to be teaching you some really cool things over the next few months. So yeah, follow me, come with me, hold my hand, push me. You are so important to what I do as a job, and it's not just a job, it's my livelihood, it's my passion, it's my love. I love makeup, so I get asked a lot of the time, particularly by men. I think men don't understand the power of makeup just because it's not their thing. If it is, then they're totally all for it. But a lot of guys sort of like, oh, you just put on makeup, and it's so much more than that. Makeup is, I don't do it to mask people, I do it to showcase absolutely everything they are. And I don't do it from a perspective of just what's in front of me, I do it from here as well. My aim is that when you sit in my chair, that I really get to know you, I understand who you are, even, you know, a little bit in the hour that we have together over a long time, I guess. I've got a lot of long-term clients that I get to know really well, and it's so important for me to go, who is this person and what are they wanting to tell? And as weird as that sounds, you know, that's so important, isn't it, right? Like, this is us. So if I can showcase this via this, then I'm pretty stoked. So anyway, long-winded, I tend to do that, but once the editing comes in, it'll be a lot shorter. So yeah, welcome. I'll be talking to you a lot over the next however long you want me for, and yeah, like I said, throw me any suggestions you want. Bear with me, like I said, for the length and the unedited bits. It's raw, but yeah, enjoy. For those who don't know me, I'm a makeup artist. I've been in the industry for 10 or so years. I had a bit of an interesting start to my career. I actually went off and studied agricultural science at uni at Melbourne University. And it was kind of there that I sort of spent a lot of time doing people's makeups for all the functions and stuff, and just realised that I was really loving it. So I found myself in a conundrum when the recession hit, and the company that I was working for at the time in agricultural science folded, and I was left without a job. But it was the best thing that could have happened to me. I realised that I had to sort of follow my passion and my hobby at that stage. So I did the big move and moved to London, where I kind of fell on my feet a little bit with work. I managed Smashbox Cosmetics on Oxford Street in the centre of London for a year, and then I worked my way into MAC at a store in Brent Cross in London, where I stayed for a couple of years until I moved back to Victoria, Australia. So yeah, and here I've worked for MAC. I think I ended up working for MAC for like 6 or 7 years, but I finished up in February, and things have just been so massive. Freelance has been crazy. Even when I was with MAC, I was able to have Fridays, Saturdays off as I was assistant manager, and I was able to do a lot of brides. So that's where my sort of direction has taken me, without me really sort of pushing in that direction. It just sort of happened. And I've been doing bridal makeup for years, and also a lot of occasional makeups, whether it's for just everyday Joe Blows like you or me, or for people who are sort of going to red carpet events, or, you know, anything like that. So I'm hoping that you'll see a bit of my life through these videos. I'm going to start off really slowly. I don't want to scare you guys. Whilst I am known to do a really kind of glam makeup, I really like to show through my work, whether it's via social media, on Instagram, Facebook, or anywhere else on my website. I like to show a variety of work that I do, because I'm not one of those people that kind of is all about glam makeup and full coverage, but I can really do sort of more of a natural makeup as well. I'm kind of the girl that you ask me what you want and I'll do it. So these sort of tutorials will definitely come from that direction. It's all about showing you that makeup can be super natural for day, or for just every, you know, a nighttime look that you think is a lot because you don't wear makeup, but also the really glam looks. So there'll be some really easy looks to do and some challenging ones, but all of which I'm going to be giving you my tips and tricks, and having a bit of fun along the way. So today I am makeup free. If you've been following me on my Instagram account, Hilary Holmes Makeup, you'll have known I posted a selfie a couple of weeks ago. It's been a rare thing this year, I guess, not to do posting of selfies. I've been feeling pretty not myself. I guess myself, probably my true self, without makeup. You know, I have redness. I'm super hormonal at the moment. This is kind of coming out of the woodwork, but I've put on a fair bit of weight over winter, and I think it's just kind of my body saying, ugh. So I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely real. I'm not about showing you the fake. I'm not one of those girls on YouTube that has beautiful features, flawless skin. I am just me, flaws and all, unplucked eyebrows, you know, red eyes, pimples, whatever. I'm literally just been around the house today doing some work, so I'm not wearing fancy clothes, and it's just who I am. So I want you to know that in this space that I create, that you'll never be judged. You know, I'm not here to tell you that your eyebrows are bad, that your skin's horrible. I'm here to tell you what's beautiful, you know, and how to showcase the best of what you have. Because if we cover up everything and think that we have to change to be the best, then I think that we're not being true to ourselves. So I really want to show my clients, and I do, like my clients, I think, sit down with me and go, you know, I feel beautiful. And I always want them to know that, you know, self-perception is always a little skewed. You might think that my skin's actually okay, where I'm horrified at how hormonal it is. But I want you to know that when you come into these videos that I'm just going to show you the real version of makeup. So anyway, let's get started. It's going to be a really simple look today. Something really simple that I would do just for a day, going out for the day with some friends for lunch or going to a work meeting or whatever. So this might be a nighttime look for you if you're one not for a lot of makeup, but the whole idea is that we're going to just sort of either do some looks. I might break it down and show you my favorite products for the month, or I don't know where it's going to take me, but I've been asked by a lot of you to do this video, so I am having a crack. Anyway, let's get to it. So I washed my skin last night. I woke up this morning, haven't done anything with it. I did have a shower, sorry, I cleansed it and then I moisturised. But it is as is at the moment. Brows have not been done in ages, so I'm just showing you it's real as it gets. So what I normally do when I do my makeup and my clients' makeups that have done, like had a shower in the morning and then I'm doing their makeup in the afternoon, just how to freshen it up. So this is my favourite spray at the moment. I'm a big advocate for MAC Fix Plus, but this Mario Badescu spray is like awesome. It's $9 from Mecca and it's beautiful. I like to spray this on clients that are maybe feeling a little stressed and need a little bit of a refresh. It's rose water infused, so it's really beautiful to smell. So I just like to give my skin a quick spray. Oh, it smells so good. And I like to just work that in with my hands. I always work with clean hands. Whether I use, my clients will know that I like to use antibacterial before I start, or just washing them. Again, transferring germs all over the face is a bit of a no-no. So clean skin, clean hands. So just pressing that all in. In terms of skin, when I'm doing my makeup to go out, it would be different to what I would do if I'm not wearing makeup at all. So I love to use Strobe Cream by MAC. This is a cheap $15 version. You can get the big one for $55 in Australia. This is $15 and it's 30 ml. So you're getting a lot more bang for your buck with these smaller ones. So I run into the Pro store in Chapel Street in Melbourne and these are what I buy. I don't buy the big ones. They're also a lot squeezier, so easier to get rid of product out of them. So I just get a little bit of that on my hand, not too much, and I literally just work that into the skin. I use my hands for skincare. I feel like for personal use, I like to work it in with my hands to really get the heat going into the skin. If we put product on with a brush for skincare, the products like foundation and concealers, etc., are going onto cool skin and they don't really absorb in. So I like to use my hands when I'm doing my personal makeup, just to get all the warmth going and circulation. So then I just press it all in. So that's skin done. My skin's really aged this past 6 months. I hit 30 last year and I definitely noticed that I have been blessed with good skin all my life, but when they tell you that pimples go away, it's not true. It's definitely the opposite actually. I'm getting a lot more hormonal as I get older. Someone told me the other day that it was to do with peak fertility. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really hormonal. My pores are getting a lot bigger. I can see a difference. So I'm finding that the less I wear, the better. I will go out and do a really full glam look and I love it, but for day wear, I don't want to feel too heavy. So I just recently bought this from MAC. It's the Lightful C tinted cream, SPF 30. So it's good to get your SPF in. I'm a big advocate for SPF during the day. Like I said, being a country girl and having a lot of friends work out in the sun, I do see you know, the repercussions of not wearing sun protection. And I'm all for, you know, keeping really lovely skin. So just another similar size, and I'm just going to, again, just pat that into that area. Now, it's at this stage where I kind of hate using my hands for foundations. It goes everywhere. I'm actually just going to clean my hands. And this is where my favourite application tool comes in. So my clients will know that I love this, and that is the Beauty Blender. Now, I have washed this week, but it's probably getting a bit old now. Whilst I wash my brushes and stuff regularly, this probably one is ready for a bit of a retirement. So what I do is I get the Badescu spray and I spray it onto the sponge, and I sort of press it together to get all the moisture into that. And then it kind of increases in size. And then what I do is I just want to press all of that in. So working it into the skin, pushing it in, pressing it, and then if you want to blend out, just sort of move it a little bit. But definitely around the pores of your T-zone area, under the eyes and on the cheeks and the nose, press into the skin. These are only $20 and they are amazing. And then just really lightly pull that over the eyes. I have quite red eyelids, so I like to kind of cover them a little bit. So I really like covering. It isn't heavy. It's kind of nice. It's I find sometimes with the tinted moisturisers, they can be quite like oily on my skin. They don't really sit tightly. This is nice. It's giving that tinted moisturiser effect without drying the skin, but it makes it more radiant, but it holds really well. And then I'm going to be using my favourite ever concealer, looking a bit dirty, is Pro Longwear by MAC. It's the Shiznit, essentially. I love it because it gives really good coverage. It is I would consider it a full coverage. I think MAC considers it a medium. It's quite thick in a liquid form though, so it's not like a cream. Sorry, someone's pulling up to my house and I have no idea who they are. No one I know. Yeah, so it's beautiful, really lovely. I mean, people who aren't used to wearing much makeup probably may find it a bit full on, but if you know how to use it, you'll just be obsessed with it. So I just use a little bit through my T-zones and the hot spots that kind of wear and tear a little bit more. I do have quite red skin, being a pink-based skin, so I love to use this on my nose and my cheeks. So I just put a little bit on my damp Beauty Blender, and I literally just pop it in those areas and on any sort of spots that need covering. And again, I push that in. It looks so aggressive the way that I'm doing it, but it feels like soft and pillowy. But to you, it looks like I'm beating myself up. So yeah, just pushing that in around the nose. And then that's all just sort of blended in. Now, you might have noticed I didn't actually put any concealer in this area. I hate putting concealer around the eyes. It's just, you'll know that your skin around your eyes is always a lot different to what it is around your face. It's super thin. It's a lot thinner than other skin. So I don't like to put anything too heavy on it. Otherwise, that's one of the biggest reasons why people are always complaining that their skin looks really sort of old underneath when they get their makeup done. It's because most of the time the product is way too heavy for it. So I don't like to use anything too heavy under my eyes. MAC released this, I've actually had it for a while now. This originally came out in a collection by the Indian senior artist, I've forgotten his name now. It was the best collection I think that MAC released personally. That wasn't a collaboration or whatever. Well, I guess it was a collaboration. Anyway, whatever. They're really cool. So they're a double-ended stick of concealer. They're a little bit more liquidy. It is in the studio range, so it is a bit fuller in coverage. But yeah, it's beautiful. This colour is mid-yellow and mid-peach. So anyway, I don't really use the yellow one. I like to use the pink-based one. And I just get it and I just put it under my eyes like that. And I like to go a little bit lower. I don't go too close to my waterline because you don't want anything sort of getting into your waterline, because that's when you get irritations and you start to get watery eyes. And I like to bring it down a little bit because my face is really round, if I keep it under here, it kind of keeps everything sort of circular. Whereas if I bring it down to my nose and to my lips, it kind of creates more of an angle on my face. And with under eye area, originally I like to use my fingers, just because it, again, warms it up and pushes it into the skin. So just be careful how close you get to the eye. And I just bring it out a little bit. So this is all about creating angles. So you'll see there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment with highlighting and contouring. A lot of people have a lot to say about it. I personally think there's positives to both things. It's what you're into. Who cares what anyone else does? If you like it, do it. I love it. Being a really round shaped face, if I don't highlight and contour, I look like a ball. So for me, it's really important. So then I'm just going to get my finger and kind of just really lightly press it underneath the eye, and that'll again just really push it into the skin. Now it's time to set. So I'm just going to get a powder brush. This one probably needs a bit of a wash. And I'm using Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC in medium. And I'm just going to really lightly press that on, particularly under the eyes, where that will move the most out of any product on the face. So I'm just going to set that really lightly. And the nose, which we all know. Sorry about that. And I'm not going to overly powder, but I do like to contour a little bit, so I do like to set where I'm putting powder on top of, so like bronzer, etc. So, and then I'm going to actually put it on silent. Bringing it down the neck. So I don't really like to put liquids on the neck because I feel like it gets really, you know, some people will obviously say make sure that you move your foundation past your neckline because we don't want to have a strong line, which is totally right. But when it comes to bringing it further down, I don't like to use liquids. It looks really heavy and you can see it. It kind of looks really mottled. So I like to use powder on those areas instead. And just sweep it. Cool. So that's powder done. Now into a bit of bronzer. I'm going to use the Smashbox one. It's called Bronze Lace in Suntan Matte. I actually really love this bronzer. I've had it for bloody ages. It's looking a bit worn now, but I love it because it's not too orange, not too flat. Like sometimes they can go across a bit flat and green on the face. So I'm just going to get this Smashbox brush, which is a really lovely, it's my favourite contour brush just because the bristle is quite firm, but it's not too firm that you can't get movement. So just get whatever, just get your powder brush, you can use that. So what I'm going to do is from the top of the ear towards the corner of the mouth, but sort of stopping on the outer edge of the eye, I'm going to start to warm up the skin with the bronzer. Try and go lightly first, and then you can always build up, but if you put too much on, it goes nuts. Now, in Australia, it was really interesting coming back from London and seeing how Australians apply makeup compared to the English. The English are all for a bit of slap. They love it. They even call it slap. Australians are much more natural, but they do love a bronzer. What I do find that they do wrong is they get the bronzer and just go all over the face, and it really kind of removes any dimension that you have on the face. So we want to kind of create that space. Still get the face really bronzed, etc. So given that I've got a big forehead, I'm going to bring some bronzer up to the very top of my hairline and bring it around. Same on the other side. And cheeks. So you can see instantly it's starting to kind of give me warmth, shape. This is me being willy-nilly and brushy, like I'm not going to be, you know, specific, etc. That would be more for a glam makeup. But for day wear, I think it's nice to be a bit more relaxed in the hand. The more structured you are, I think the more unrealistic it looks. So just get some movement in the wrist and really go for it. Now I'm a big one for contouring under my chin. At the moment I've got a pretty big double one, so I like to bronze that. Just make sure that you don't use a bronzer which has got too much shimmer in it. I like to use matte ones around this sort of job, because otherwise you're essentially highlighting an area that you want to take away. So going right across the jawline to that annoying fat bit and down the neck. Blend, 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 blend is my biggest tip. And that's it for bronzer. Pretty easy. Now onto blush. Blush, I love blush. Like it, I think a lot of girls can either be like not using it enough or just use it way too much. I like to use it for a bit of colour, to sort of bring tones in the face all together. A day one that I like to wear is called Margin by MAC. Really, really lovely. One that I really liked, actually, I bought for my kit the other day, is the Too Faced one, the peachy colour. I was watching the Kylie Jenner. I have the Kylie Jenner app, yes, and it is awesome, yes. And she used it on her, or the makeup artist Taurus used it on her, and it looked beautiful. So I went and bought it, and it's beautiful. It's so lovely. So I've been using it on all my clients lately. But for me, I'll just use good old Margin. Now with me, because I've got more of a fuller face and I've got quite big cheeks, it's important to not focus too much here. Again, it's more about creating dimension, so I'm going to pull back a little bit. For the girls that feel a little bit thin in the face, they want to create more cheek, really smile and hit the apples of the cheek. That's going to give you a bit more plumpness around that centre, whereas I like to focus more on the outer edge with a little dusting on my apples. Cool. Now for a bit of highlight. I'm all about the glow. I've done a couple of articles with people, with Ivory Tribe, called Faux Glow. All my bridal work is very much about glow. I love it. So the one I'm using at the moment for myself is just the oldie but the goodie, and that's Soft and Gentle by MAC. It's the mineralized one. I think pretty much 90% of the population use it. It's good. Be careful if you're too bronze, you don't want to use it because it can look quite white. I do like to use Global Glow as well. So what I want to do is I want to hit this kind of area here. So go just above the eyebrow, around like a C, and on top of the cheek. Now, I think there's too many girls kind of smiling and chucking it all over their cheek. You don't want them more on the high parts. The idea of highlight is to mimic the light reflecting off the skin. So we want it to be quite natural. So I'm not sure if you can see that. And then I like to kind of just go down the center of the nose and on the tip. And then on my Cupid's bow as well. Cool. And then with eyes, I'm not going to go and show you how to do this full-on contoured look. I am talking about a day look, which is going to be really easy. I naturally have really oily lids. It's quite common with all women. If you're finding your eyeshadows are creasing, they're changing colour, they're just not looking the same as what they do in the pan, that's because you probably have quite a bit of oil on your lid, which is causing creasing, and just the oil absorbs it, which causes it to change colour. So I'm just going to use Painterly by MAC. I get a little bit on my finger and I literally just run it really lightly and work it into the crease. I'm not trying to make it perfect, I'm just going to whack it on. As long as I'm not going to go to all the effort of doing a little bit of eyeshadow and walking out the door and then it kind of looking like crap within 5 minutes. And then with my golden brush, the 217 by MAC, it's my favourite. I could pretty much do the entire face of makeup with this brush. Love it. I'm just going to go to my pretty banged up MAC palette. I'm going to use my favourite, which is Soft Brown. I like to use peaches on my skin, peaches and bronzers. Because of my eye colour, I feel like the best colours to warm them up with are reds, oranges, those kind of really warm, rich tones. So I'm going to use Soft Brown, and I'm literally just going to tap it onto the lid. And then tapping it on the side and then bringing it up with an angle, and like a windscreen wiper, I'm just going to go through the crease. And then sort of bring it up a little bit. Depending upon your eye shape, I have a lot of distance between here and here, so I have to bring mine up a little bit higher. For those girls with a heavier brow, I would just kind of go just past the crease, so when you look up, you can see it popping through. Let me blend my paint pot in properly. It's not like a perfect look, it's just an easy one. Walk out the door. I did my girlfriend's makeup for a night out the other day, and I just popped one eyeshadow all over the lid. She was like, oh my God. It's just amazing that one eyeshadow can make a difference. And it's true, like if you're not one for wearing much makeup, just get one eyeshadow, a matte colour always. And yeah, pop it on. They look awesome. And I'm just going to look up and hit underneath as well. Because my eyes are really big, I need to have a bit of frame. So I just go there. Cool. Getting a bit of that Soft and Gentle by MAC. I'm going to get a little bit on my finger and I'm just going to press it into that corner. And a little bit just near that brow bone. I'm not going down too far. And then Kylie Jenner got me onto Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'm a huge advocate for, let me show you, the MAC. It's called an Extreme Dimension mascara. It's my favourite. It's awesome. You can tell I've actually got no lashes really, and for big eyes that's a bit of a problem. So this is my go-to. I have been using this lately. I think they're quite similar. This would suit a lot more people because it's not as clumping as this one, but for me I really love the volume. But I'll show you what this one looks like. This one gives a bit more flexibility in the lash. It gives it a bit more of a fluffier look. So what you want to do is get down to the bottom of the lash and you want to zigzag up and hit your entire lid because we want to go for that really trashy, druggy look. Just kidding. Get rid of it. Alright, so yeah, really shimmy up. And then we want to make sure the eyes are fanning. So we go up and out this direction on this side, and then as we come in, I'm pushing up this direction. So you can see the difference. And then underneath as well. I really need the frame with mascara, so. Cool. Stuff everywhere. Brows. Y'all that know me know that I love Anastasia, or for the posh ones in the group, Anastasia. I refuse to call it that. But this Brow Wiz is brilliant. I think it's a lot finer than the MAC one, so it goes down a little bit easier, whereas the MAC one can be quite heavy, so it takes a bit of restraint to get it nice. This one's really good. So brows are really important. I think if one thing you're going to do really well, it's going to be your brows. A lot of girls might have amazing lashes, so you don't need to wear eyeshadow. You can just chuck on a bit of mascara, but brows are really important. So I'll do a proper tutorial another time, but always start underneath the brow and create a bit of a line. Now I've got a weird hole there, so I've got to fill that in. And the most important part of your brow is your arch. That's what's going to give you shape and lift. So make sure you focus most of your attention here. And then what you want to do is go up top and kind of just fill it in properly. So I'm actually laying off heaps of product here. I'm not one for making them too blocky. So just fill that baby in. So you can see it's filled in, and then you can just sort of run it really lightly in there. And then get the brush on the other end and sort of fill it in. Super easy. So line underneath and then lightly on top. I think as my videos get better and my editing gets better, I don't know how to edit this stage, I'll be able to do a lot shorter videos. But for now, you're going to have to put up with these hour and 45-minute videos. So that's brows. You can do brow gel in it, which I would if I'm going out, but for day wear, I'm like, whatever. And then lipstick wise, I mean, I normally like to use lip liners. I'm a massive one for that just because I've got quite big lips, but I don't have a really dark colour, so they have a tendency to kind of get lost. But on a day like today where I can't be bothered, this is called Peach Blossom by MAC. I know heaps of you like this kind of colour, so... Just a really easy peach colour with a bit of gloss. So it's easy. And then we'll get the spray again and give it a really good spray without making it feel too wet. And that's it. My hair needs a brush. So that's it. So really super easy day look that I would do pretty much most days when I can be bothered wearing makeup. I do a lot other looks as well, but we can have a look at those later. Any questions, give me a holler. I hope you like.